Well, we have spoken a lot today about the transformative power of digital innovations. And our next session is going to be deep diving into the technology that is not only improving efficiency and reducing costs, but is also making transparency and strategic decision making more efficient right across the supply chain. Now, our speakers this afternoon say that understanding this transformation is important because it's going to help us leverage this technology effectively and ensuring that we have competitive and sustainable supply chains. We have a wonderful panel of speakers for us this afternoon. I'm going to announce all of their names, and by the time I finish that, I'm sure we'll have all of our chairs in place. So very pleased to welcome our wonderful panel this afternoon. We have Iyad Al-Dalouj, the CEO of Penny Software. He'll be joined by Dr. Reem Al-Attas, the Director of Value Advisory for Spend Management at SAP in EMEA. We're also joined by Abdel Halim Ahmed, the Regional Vice President of GEP. He's also joined by Engineer Wissam Yahya, the General Manager of IT Category, Government Procurement Category Management at the Expenditure and Project Efficiency Authority. And we are delighted that this session will be moderated by Dr. Araf El-Murad. He's the founder and CEO of Ipsos Sourcing and Procurement Consultant. He has more than 25 years of experience in technology, procurement, and supply chain management. He's also a fellow of CIPS, and he's going to be putting our panel through their paces today. So a lot to get through with a very busy panel this afternoon. Let's give them a very warm welcome to the stage as we take a look at how technology is transforming procurement. Let's make them welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to our discussion on the evolving landscape of procurement technology. My name is Dr. Arafat, and I am honored to moderate this session. We have an esteemed panel of experts and who will share their insight on the most significant technological advancement. Today, we talk about always technology. So however, we added to that is about people, the importance of people and the technology in the procurement. The future of trajectory of these technologies and the indispensable role of people in the evolving landscape. Today we have Najib Al-Attar, Dr. Reem Al-Atlas, and Abdel Halim Ahmed, Wissam Yahya, and Mu'tasim Al-Nazir. So the first question will go to Mu'tasim. Mu'tasim,
yes.
What specific technological advancement do you believe that have the most significant impact on the procurement? And how have this transformed traditional procurement processes?
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be back on the stage with CIPS. We have recently at PwC published our global procurement survey, and on the top of most of the CPOs is the digital transformation agenda. It's one of their top priorities. And at the forefront of it is data analytics, because data is the key enabler to have a successful implementation of any technology. And if we deep dive into data analytics, it will really help the procurement function to move from being a transactional, traditional back office function to be more of a strategic enabler for any organization. And specifically in Saudi, for the scale of the transformation we're witnessing, if we don't have a very strong procurement function enabled by data, we will become a bottleneck for any organization. So data analytics will help us first on make an informed decision based on actual historical spend or data we have. The second most important one to move to a strategic role is the predictive analysis. And this is something we can really capitalize on, leveraging the recent technologies like AI and all the other technological advancement we're witnessing. Predictive analysis will help us really to be on the top of strategic sourcing, category management, because it will give us insights on what potential challenges we could face in the supply chain. What is the capability and the readiness of the suppliers we're going to deal with. So it is really a key enabler for any success digital transformation. And lastly, on the operational front, it will help us identify any operational challenges because you will have the visibility across your value chain using real data to help you plan for the better future.
Thank you, Mu'tasim. Wissam, could you tell us a little bit about the cloud and collaboration in technology?
Yeah, just to build on Abdul Halim's point, so you have the data, but you need the access to it. Yeah. You have the data today, but you need the access to it, and cloud enables that for you to be able to access the data, collaborate, have the ERP suites that we all have accessible from any device, and that is a crucial tool which enables procurement today, collaboration, working with your stakeholders, with your suppliers, all across the globe. So I think cloud comes in significantly in the cycle.
Thank you, Wissam. Yeah. Najib, could you tell us about agility?
All right. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, let me start with I'm really pleased to be amongst you all in this nice gathering. There is a technical problem, so this is Najib. I'm a founding member in Penny and the head of business development. So coming back to your question, I can argue that there is no one technological advancement that we can set as the one that has the highest impact into, for example, transforming the procurement operations. Because today also, if you ask me at different points of time, I can provide multiple answers. And definitely, I agree with what has been mentioned by the colleagues about, for example, the cloud. But I mean, like, we can still argue that before the cloud, what about the electricity that actually is charging all of these data centers that operate in the cloud? Right? So, in my opinion, if I want to set something to be the thing that has the highest impact into transforming the procurement operations, I would say definitely it's the agile experimentation and the change management. Because at the end of the day, for each company, and I'm saying that out of experience because I'm heading the business at Penny since we started. So I have met hundreds of companies. And if we say that with the agility, which allows companies to start immediately and have a successful implementation that is incremental, but then also have a very successful digital transformation throughout the change management specifically. So the technology that enables that is the actually one that has the highest impact because it is directly associated to the successful of the implementation and usage. Otherwise, how we can unlock other, for example, advancements if the system is not being used.
Yeah. Dr. Reem, what do you think about, again, what the gentleman said and about technology and AI in procurement?
First of all, thank you very much, Dr. Arafat and CIPS community for having me here today. We've heard about artificial intelligence all day long, but since AI is one of the most important technologies that is going to transform procurement specifically, we need to address it and talk about it here, especially with the increasing challenges that face CPOs and procurement professionals today, such as cutting costs and improving efficiency and enforcing compliance. We need to utilize technical solutions, especially AI, in order to achieve our goals. For example, sourcing managers can utilize AI to predict a list of suppliers for potential sourcing activities. When it comes to buying, we can use AI to recommend a list of items or bundle of items that we can use based on historical activities. Also, when it comes to guided actions, we can use AI to pre-fill GL codes, and hence we can shift the focus from doing repetitive tasks to more strategic tasks. So our employees can do more effective work when they come to their jobs. And last but not least, we can also use machine learning, OCR, when processing invoices in order to save time and effort.
Thank you, Dr. Reem. So the next question, Abdul Halim, what's next for technology in procurement?
Thank you very much, Dr. Arafat, for the question, and thank you, CIPS, for the wonderful event, and Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Before I give my answer, I would just like to tell Mu'tasim there was only one case when predictive analytics failed, which is predicting my wife's procurement behavior. So
good luck with that.
This is very difficult to predict. So yes, so where is the procurement technology going from here? So at GEP, with our low-code, no-code platform, we have made significant investments to bring back configurations closer to the customer, meaning that you're introducing the platform to a wider non-technical business users within the organization that could develop the necessary skill sets to become less reliant on the provider to make these changes for their ever changing needs. And this also supports developing solutions that could apply data orchestration methodology, where now procurement solutions must not be dealt with in silos. Yes, we're trying to unify the user experience across a unified platform, but at the same time, these platforms should be configured in a way and dynamic in a way to bring in different data points even outside the boundaries of procurement department and outside the boundaries of the organization itself. Very importantly, we've also, and again, Dr. Rim, you're absolutely correct. I don't want to overuse the term AI, but we have developed an AI-first strategy in the organization, even with us as employees. So when we are tackling any pain points that our customers bring to us, we make sure that we bring our AI-first mindset into the conversation and develop the platform in a way to tackle these issues. So very, very quickly, we believe that procurement technology, if you do not advance in a way where you have low-code, no-code platforms, AI-first mindset, frankly, some solutions that are in the market right now might become irrelevant in the next 3 to 5 years. So it is a journey that if you haven't started yet, you're late, but you're never too late to start now.
Okay, thank you, Abdul Halim. Najib, could you tell us a little bit about configurability and AI in procurement?
Absolutely, absolutely. So what's coming next in procurement is absolutely AI. Of course, this is not a new information for everyone. AI is a green field in all of the, I would say, industries, and a lot of industries are in a race today to incorporate AIs in their application. But let me start by answering this question by the need, because what should frame the future of procurement should be out of an existing need. Because anything that we should provide or develop or introduce should be actually associated to a problem that we need to solve or a process that you want to enhance. All right? And now, from this context, if we speak about Penny today, for example, so anything that is related today about the consolidation, cost saving, transparency, governance, cost saving definitely when it comes to negotiation and all of this automation that brought. I mean, like, this is what is existing. But if we take the context of the need, and again, from what the market is requiring today, we can look at multiple applications that we're today in Penny proudly that we are actually launched, multiple applications in AI. So one of which is, if we take the context of, for example, supplier matching, right? Today, for example, you have a history of multiple events that happened across all the years that you will be utilizing the systems of your procurement, of course. Now, let's say that in a sourcing event today, you've reached, after the technical evaluation, commercial evaluation, to multiple suppliers that could be awarded, all right? Now, what if we have an AI application that still with that can support you into making the right decision? Right, so what if, for example, we can ask that system in a way that we can chat and it assists us, and we can ask it, for example, which of these suppliers had the best delivery, for example. Of course, these data we can extract, but how much time we will take that? And this is what it attributes to efficiency and time saving. Right, so it's all about the need. If we talk about another application, which could be then the supplier's recommendation, right? Let's take an application of validation, for example. So we have, for example, floated an RFP where there is maybe a contradiction between the submission of one of the suppliers and the attachment that they have done, right? So to avoid the back and forth and all of that, what if we have the system, again, to increase the efficiency, where we avoid multiple iterations back and forth, which allows us also to increase the efficiency, so that AI, for example, can alarm that supplier, for example, before submitting, that there is a mismatch, for example, here or there. Supplier recommendation, I just skipped it for the third point. If we have, for example, a history of multiple procurement that we have done in the past, and then we have a BOQ of materials or services that we don't know the best suppliers that could fulfill that. But again, we can leverage data. And I'm saying all of these applications are towards solving the efficiency and time, all right, and time to PO, reduce the time to PO. So that system, for example, can say that these suppliers, from the historical records, they have, for example, a matching score of this new BOQ with this much. So instead of like going with the manual things and do all of that, it will tell you, for example, for these items could be recommending these suppliers. Now I'm talking about your own suppliers, but this could be also extended if you have integrated to third-party databases, right? So for example, one of the initiatives that we are also working on in Penny is to connect to the local content suppliers. It's a very trending topic today, all right? And definitely this would be aligned with the Vision 2030 of actually trying to increase the local content and the utilization of it. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Abdul Halim and Najib, for answering the question about technology. The most important today for us is people. So what about people? What we need to do? What is their continued role as technology becomes more or becoming more relevant? So what we need to do, Wissam, could you please give us an insight on that?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity, Doctor. I hope you can hear me well. Just to start some bases, Katie mentioned the figure from the IMF about AI replacing so many million jobs. And that's just a scary thought. I would like to go back to a published study and a survey that was done with above 100 procurement executives on the top 2 skills that were needed at this point in time. In 2023, it's intellectual curiosity, which is at this point not demonstrated to an extent, but about 37% of the professionals, according to the assessment of these procurement leaders, and the required is at 70%. The second thing is business acumen. It's currently around the 50% mark, and it's still required at the 75% mark. So we need to upscale the skill set of people in order for the people to be able to deliver what is required today, utilizing technology. An example would be from 2021 to 2023, published under the same study with the same executives. People upscaled on the top 3 required skills from the 30% range to the 70% range. Those skills were collaboration, stakeholder management, and problem solving. The bottom line is, it is imperative to take care of people, upscale them, bring them to the level that they'll be able to deliver what is required by the business for the future. People will remain relevant as long as they are prepared for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wissam. Mu'tasim?
Well, thank you. I think you summarized it well. And just to add to it, technology is always an enabler. And in procurement specifically, it will be almost impossible to replace a human interaction throughout the procurement value chain. We still need our people to go and do supplier relationship management. We need them to do change management. We need them to do negotiation. We need them to make strategic decisions based on whatever data they have in hand. So on the contrary, whatever technological advancement we will have in the procurement space will help us to be more efficient, to be ahead of the curve, but still we need to invest in building the right talent and equip our procurement professionals with the skill set needed to use the technology for our advancement. Not to take over humans. This is my quick reflection on it.
Thank you, Dr. Ruin.
When we talk about people and artificial intelligence, we must mention the fear of whether AI is going to replace me and take over my job. And the answer is simply no. Artificial intelligence will not replace human workers, but actually a person who utilizes AI will replace a person who does not use AI. Therefore, as Wissam and Mu'tasim just mentioned, we need to focus on reskilling and upskilling our talent, our labor. And in my opinion, the most important skill that we need to focus on learning today is prompt engineering. Because, you know, of the widespread of ChatGPT and large language models today. And here I want to pause for a second. I want to ask you, by show of hands, how many of you are using ChatGPT?
All of us.
Almost all of us, excellent. How many of you is satisfied with the results that you're getting from ChatGPT? Oh, like 10%, so to speak. So the reason is that, you know, maybe ChatGPT or the large language model you're using misunderstood you. Therefore, we need to like sharpen our skills when it comes to prompt engineering. We need to add a lot of details. We need to treat ChatGPT as a new team member that you need to explain everything in detail for it to understand you and answer you the best way it can. And finally, we should remember that AI is here to complement and empower you, not to replace you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Reem.
Thanks.
Najib.
Yeah, I mean, Arafat, this is a really interesting question. I was actually conversating yesterday with, I believe, Matt, the CEO of CIPS, in the dinner last night. And he told me that this is exactly was one of the main topics in the CIPS event in South Africa. And definitely it's been like circulating this question in multiple events, places. We debate that also in multiple places also. But I mean, like my stand to this is very bold and clear. I truly believe that the people or the advancement of AI will just transform the operations of these procurement people and will let them move to a more strategic and added value way. I mean, like just to give some examples to this narrative, think about, for example, fostering the relationship with suppliers. Think about, I mean, like the machine definitely can augment the data, can provide you insights, can rank your suppliers, can provide you mitigation. But for example, risk mitigation, but for example, who would definitely like incur a new supplier relationship or foster the existing supplier relationship? Take, for example, unexpected events, right? We all experienced COVID, for example. And these unexpected events could be also, definitely the AI could support from the history, but I mean, like the on-spot decision and strategies, who would bring that, right? The procurement people. Think about also, for example, another thing is ethical sourcing, for example, right? So we have obtained quotations, sourcing, a lot of other things, but I mean, like there are sometimes ethics behind closing deals. So I mean, like the list can go on and on and on and on. Yeah, but I mean, like the ultimate thing is definitely AI will not replace people, definitely. This is my stand to this.
Absolutely. Thank you, Najib. Abdul Halim.
Yes, I think I've touched on that earlier just slightly, but at GP we are of a strong opinion that to introduce our technology to a wider user, non-technical users community within the organization by low-code, no-code platform. But also we try to have a very structured conversation with our clients and potential clients as well. Typically in our industry, we know that 10 to 12% annually is the maintenance cost for software. That's an industry standard. So we always like to have a dialogue with the customer and say, look, if you have the right skill set within the people within your organization, that amount of money could be invested in your resources to manage this on your own. We're not telling you that you could be completely self-sufficient, but there is always a point that you need to start and develop these skill sets in order to make sure that you preserve this amount within your company and reinvest it in areas that you would need more.
Absolutely, Abdul Halim. Guys, if you know, by the way, everyone, in the last decade, procurement system was changed in most of the organization, minimum 2 to 3 times. Blaming technology, not the people, not the skill set. Today you have CIPS, one of the best, again, institute that you have it worldwide, that you can really utilize what they have from practical aspect and educational aspect. So let's use that. Even you have the expertise in the world of procurement, especially in Arabic countries or in the region. So let's utilize these people. We mentor even through CIPS. You have mentoring sessions. They have many other things that they do to the procurement world. So we try to support every single professional and leader in the market. So let's utilize that. Don't blame technology, blame our rigidity, blame the bureaucracy within our organization, but not the system. Most of the system today, they can give you the best outcome that you needed. However, without people, you have nothing. It is the most important pillar within the procurement is the people, the right skill set, the right procurement members, the right collaboration with stakeholder, internal and external. We need to understand everything that we do within the organization. Unfortunately, procurement, they say, we know the process end to end, but we don't know what we are selling or what we're buying. And this really is bad for us as procurement. That's why procurement is considered in the mid-management, not in the C-level or board of director level. So we need to lift ourselves first. We need to lift our skill set. And that's what will support our organization, and that will support either our region and the vision of 2030 of Saudi Arabia. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the panel.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.